Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I want to touch on something that's so interesting. I was on TikTok scrolling, of course, like who's not, and this girl was talking about, she brought up the heroic ego complex that a lot of us women have. And you're probably like, what the heck does that even mean? So a heroic ego complex in a relationship looks like you taking care of a man or you building a man. Why are you building a grown man? It's when you get into a relationship and you see potential in a dude and you feel like you have to help him because you're already in a place where you're stable, and that's what keeps a lot of women in these toxic relationships or relationships you just know is not for you anymore. We as women do this all the time, and we honestly need to stop. We need to stop. I realize I've done this. A lot of my friends, I was just having a conversation with my friend the other day about, like, why did she keep this certain guy around who is no good for her and will never be no good for her? And it's just ego. It's just wanting attention. And then also feeling like you Captain Saver when you're not. I dealt with this too. Feeling like I could change a dude, feeling like I can make him better. But what that really does is create a man who's going to eventually resent you because you built him up. And that's why I see why you can be, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that all men won't like you if you be with them through their building phase, but a lot of the times, like, I feel like a lot of men low-key do start to resent you when you are the reason why they're doing better in life. You're the reason why they want to start completing their life. A lot of men say that, like, if I like her and she make me want to get my life together, and then she's the one. But it's like, as a man, why isn't your life together already? Or why aren't you actively working towards that? Why does a woman have to come in your life and then now you want to get it together? I don't really like that idea. I don't really like when men say that because it's a little scary. Because what do you mean I came into your life and now all of a sudden you want to stop being a bum? Nah. You need to already, like, be working towards yourself. Or, yeah, I don't like that. I don't like if a woman comes into your life, now you want to do better. Like, I feel like it's the opposite. Like, you break up with a person, then you like, you know what, let me glow up. Let me start doing better. Not you was a bum and then you get into a relationship and she instantly started to uplift you, and now you don't need her no more because you're not a loser, and you milked her for everything she got. And a lot of women like that because it feeds their ego. Like, yeah, I did this for him and I did that, and then that makes you think that he's always going to need you. And in reality, no. In reality, I don't want to build a man. In reality, I don't want to have to force a man to be better. I feel like if I come into your life, right, and you want to do better, don't tell me that. Don't tell me. Like, I just want to see it. Because I don't know, alarm bells start going off when you be like, you the reason why I want to get a job. Okay, but yeah, hello, slamming the door is crazy. Have a face mask right here, and I'm about to put it on because I just came from the gym and I'm sweaty and nasty, and yeah, I'm all of that. Look at her. I could just lick this. But like I was saying, women as a collective, stop having this heroic type of attitude when it comes to men. Stop feeling like he needs me because I helped him do this, I helped him do that. In reality, that's a man who needs guidance on his own. As a woman, that places you in a more mother figure. So now you dating somebody that's almost like a son. It's weird, and we see this in a lot of communities with black families, like pay attention to the sons more than they do daughters, like feeling like they need to help them and save them. People could do that in their relationships too. Like, women do that in their relationships where they want to save the man and teach him how to do things. And it's like, babe, your daddy was supposed to do that, not me. Mind you, I don't even have my dad. How am I teaching you how to be a man and I don't got my dad either? Like, what? I'm your daddy. You call me daddy. How about that? As a woman, that doesn't make you better than. That doesn't make you like, yeah, I'm her because I built him up. Like, you stayed around and he left once you built them up. You built him up and now he's built up for the next girl. Yeah, it happens, but that's something that doesn't really offend me. Like, oh, I built you up. I don't think that's a flex to flex about. Like, I had to build you up. Ew. That's how I look at it. I'm sorry. Like, I had to build you? Why do I have to build you? I didn't sign up for this. So you gotta be careful. Stop keeping men around because you like the attention. You live in potential land. You wanna see it through. You hope something better when reality is not. And then a lot of times you can get into relationships with a dude, be intimate quickly, and then now you expect him to do X, Y, and Z when he didn't do X, Y, and Z to get in between that coochie. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to do X, Y, and Z. So, like, it's just too much emotional damage to put yourself through with a man. Like, and it's okay. Like, we're not perfect. I ain't perfect. Like, come on, I ain't perfect. And we just all have to learn and teach ourselves these things that, for one, and I'm gonna talk about this in another video, a man is not your hobby. Okay? Always dating man, always entertaining man doesn't have to be a hobby. You need actual hobbies so you won't always have to be in a relationship because you're bored. Like, you're always in a relationship because you don't have hobbies. You don't have a life. That's why you feel like you have to be in a relationship. You don't have a life. You're bored. You're in the house all day. You isolate yourself. Then you start talking to a dude that you know is no good, and you start entertaining a dude you know is no good. And I be thinking about what Lotto said. Like, it must be your only dude. That must be your only dude. You entertaining Mr. No Good, he must be the only dude you could pull. Because why are you entertaining that? Hello? You must can't pull nobody else. Like, come on. And that's not the case. But stop acting like that's the case. We gotta stop acting like that's the case. And get out of that heroic complex that you gotta save a dude because he wouldn't save you. And yeah, the dude you talk to wouldn't save you. He's not. I think that's what we think, that men are gonna save us and sweep us off our feet. I'm not saying man can't do that, but that's what we're fed as little girls, Cinderella and all these like Prince Charming things. Like, we think men are gonna sweep us off our feet, but in reality, you sweeping him off his feet. You building his life. He's not doing it to you, and we do it because we hope for the same. But in reality, doing it, if you had to build him up, how is he gonna build you up? Unless he's a man of God, unless God is anointing him and he realizes that he has a good thing in front of him, and you stop operating out of your ego and don't look at him as somebody you need to save. Sometimes you're gonna have to let him go and figure it out, you know. But if he is understanding that he who finds a wife finds a good thing, and he sees you like, she's helped me, let me help her. If he thinks that way, then cool. But then it's not really a problem if whatever you're helping him. There's nothing wrong with helping each other. We can, but it's just with men, it's a little different because that's a very motherly role to take on, like building a man. But yeah, get out of that heroic frequency. We have to. I feel like if a man is not building you up, why is he not filling in your cup? Why is it that you're walking to a waterfall? You're going to a well, not waterfall. You're going to a well and you realize the well is empty. The well is empty. And then you keep pouring water in the well to fill it up. And then every time you look to go back to the well to hope there'll be some water in there finally for you to get, it's never none. It's gone. The water is gone. You have to refill it again. That's what building a man who resents you will feel like. Like, how can this person pour into you? Is he even stimulating your mind? Does he lead God in a relationship, or are you always the one bringing up God? It's like that. Those are the signs you have to catch. Like, because it's unfulfilling. Because who's gonna light your candle? You lighting everybody else's candle. Who gonna light your candle? Your candle gonna blow out. You know what I'm saying? Who gonna light your candle? So don't waste your time with Mr. I need help. I have mommy issues and I need a woman to build me up and help me do these things and help me not be a loser. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're gonna be with a dude who's at least on the same playing field as you mentally, who don't only talk about like nothing irrelevant. I can't stand that. Like, men who can't hold intellectual conversations or stimulating conversations. Like, it's always you having to bring up something stimulating, or a book you read, or something you found out, something interesting. Oh, like, ugh. Goodness gracious. Ugh. Like, where's the self-development? Where is it? Goodness gracious. Disgusting. Seriously, it makes me sick to my stomach. And then it just makes me angry. Like, why am I even talking to you in the first place? Like, ugh. I feel like I'm talking to a slow loser who don't never have nothing to say, never nothing to talk about. All we talk about is Instagram or like dumb stuff. Like, you don't never lead an interesting conversation. And then I would do things. I'm gonna use myself for example. I would purposely not talk, or I'll have a day where I'm not saying much to see if I'm really the one who makes the conversation great. I'm really the conversation holder. I carry the conversation on my back. When it was days when I was in a relationship and I was not talking, bro couldn't hold a conversation. If I wasn't talking, he wasn't talking. If I wasn't talking, the questions would be dry. Like, never could ask any interesting conversation. I'm like, dang, you know what? The reason why I be feeling like we have great conversations is because I have the great conversations. It's really me that I enjoy. I think I enjoy myself. That's really what it is. Like, I enjoy hearing myself talk, and I enjoy the conversations I can bring to the conversation. Like, I'm very interesting. Wow. It was me all along. It was really me that was the interesting thing. I was interesting. So really analyze it. Are you the interesting one? Are you the one pouring? In that way, inspiring? In that way, yes. Nothing wrong with being inspiring, but I feel like relationships have to be, y'all gotta be on the same wavelength. You don't have a friend where that friend is kind of, let me see, like, you wouldn't befriend somebody unless you guys mesh well. You wouldn't befriend somebody where you constantly have to solve their problems, or you constantly have to pour into them. Like, you're not a mom. That's what you have to do with relationships. If this man cannot pour back into you in no way or not stimulate you, what's the point? You know, you gotta have that same standard that we do for friendships, have to happen for relationships. Because, bro, people just be there. People just be lingering around. Like, you give that person hope. Trying to teach somebody to have a new identity is like, ugh. How you gonna have one of your own? Like, really having to teach, really having to give new perspective. When can I give a new perspective? Or the advice you get is advice I would repeat to them and they would repeat it back to me. Like, every time I was having a low moment, I never even could feel like I could go to a person, because I'm like, I pour into you. I give you the great advice. When I have a low moment, I don't even think to go to you, because you don't give any advice. I have to give you advice. So I will have low moments and be like, dang, I'm actually alone in this. I have God, but like, why am I in a relationship and they can't even encourage me? Or the words they would say would be stuff I've said to them before. Like, yeah. I'm just like having a recap, but it's real. Somebody, I'm just letting y'all be known, like, it's pointless. And being with somebody for the rest of your life, choosing one person for the rest of your life is really important. So you just got to make sure that you're using your discernment and praying to God. Pray to God all the time for signs. If this person is for you, if it's meant to be, if it's God's going to be by your side, I promise you. And that's going to be the end of this video, so I can go wash my face and do all of those things. I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say, and I'll see you guys in my next video.